Thank you, Chairperson, and I'd like to welcome our guests here today. Look, I spoke previously about the difficulties that a lot of farmers have. The scheme, the organic scheme, because I've been in organic farming myself for 20 years up until last year, until my son took over. And he's involved in it now. It hasn't moved in the 20 years that I was farming anyway. It's stagnant as such. The farmers are getting very poor payments. They're only doing it really for the love of being organic. There's a strict criteria there, and that's not an issue with any farmer. They get inspected on the farm once every 12 months. It's costing 600 roughly to have a license. If farmers on a payment of maybe around 70 acres, you could be talking about 2,500 take payments out of it. He might be lucky to have €1,000 profit, if you want to call it profit, a year. It's so, I know that year the governing bodies over organic farming as such, but have you any connections with the department to try and see can he progress organic farming out of where it is at this present time to encourage people to come into it? We've been speaking about the 225 people in 2018 that went to such huge links and huge costs to I suppose to be registered as organic farmers, and 110 never got in, and 63 went into organic conversion thinking they would be certified organic and failed to do so. And things haven't got better with the Green Party in government now, and things should get better. And I'm coming at it from, as I said, perspective of being an organic farmer and proud to be one. But it's a non-profit. Unfortunately, it's not for profit. It's for the love of the land. Most farmers are doing it for now. And also could you organisations get involved in the sales of animals, or farmers be more active on that, because for many farmers are in rural areas, there's no sale for their cattle. There's no point in telling them, sure, that's up the country, because they can't be taking cattle 150, 200 kilometres away to sale. So, can these organisations organise with the marts, that there'd be a mart in every area once every 2 to 3 months when there's a time for sales of cattle? There needs to be some movement here. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm more on the tooth from saying it, working with organisations, looking at the poor grant payments that are made, looking at the criteria is you'll soon have to become some kind of a professor to be an organic farmer. That's not the way it should be. You're a protector of your lands, and most farmers love their land and will protect their land and deserve the right to be organic if they want to be organic farming. They don't need to be doing courses. They need to be advised, yes, of course. But it's not paying them. And, have you can you shed any light, or can you see that this is moving any different direction than it is at this stage? And thank you, Chairperson.
Over to the witnesses. Who wants to answer, Deputy Collins?
Gillian Westbrook here. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. And thank you very much on behalf of the Irish Organic Association for the invitation here today. I'm sorry I did miss the first couple of minutes. Something went wrong with the system. It was all going fine and it just suddenly crashed. Deputy Collins, yeah, I take your point there. In terms of encouraging farmers, we would see that a much more progressive common strategic plan is required to actually support organic farmers going forward. We understand there was issues in 2018 for which was a targeted scheme for farmers coming in, and it was targeted and agreed, I must admit, by the Organic Strategy Group, because there was a very limited budget. So the budget is going to underline a lot of our responses here today, and I should think financial supports are going to form a large part of it. In terms of how we move forward with this, we have an awful lot of ideas that we've put forward. We've been very active, as you know, I'm sure, on our climate submissions, our common agricultural policy submissions, development work, etc., that we try to do. The only thing that we don't actually get involved in is actual sales itself. We used to book animals into the mart for all organic farmers in Ireland, and that stopped. Now they book that in with themselves, and so there's an awful lot more marts, but perhaps still not sufficient. In terms of the farmers that came in 2018, As you know, as you say, that there was quite a lot that didn't get in. 63 have actually stayed with it and did actually manage to come in. Of the 317 farmers that came in this year, you would have to deduct that, plus there were other farmers that didn't get in who were previously in organics and actually didn't get in. So it wasn't 350 or 17 new farmers. It's trailing behind. There's no nice way to say this. Look, it's lagging behind. It's a bit of an embarrassment, really, in the terms of the rest of the EU. Ireland should be actually a leader here in organic production. And all of those things that the previous speakers mentioned, or at least most of them, we would certainly agree with. In terms of areas like, for example, the minimum stocking rate for hill farmers, etc. Yes, we don't set that. I'm afraid that's set by the department, and I'm sure they'll be happy to take your questions on that, and we'll be happy to listen in on that as well. Minimum stocking rates, as I say, that's with them. The commonage area, by the way, just on the previous one, some of those barriers that were addressed as well, those commonage areas, you can actually use commonages. It's just they don't get an organic farming payment on it because it's not under that control, even for hefted flocks, etc. So we would like to see a significant increase. We're happy to discuss that today. We've got a lot of ideas on how that can be done. Some of your previous speakers alluded to parts of that, certainly, in terms of public procurement, in terms of proper promotion, in terms of some sort of cohesive strategy. And it says about ambition at the moment, it does feel like just a small amount of interest would be even accepted, more so than ambition. But we would like to see some significant push. We think it's here. We think it can be sold. It's a win-win here in terms of its environmental contribution, its climate contribution, and it answers a call for more product. The consumer's asking for more product, and we need to deliver on it. I don't know if if Stephen, my colleague there, would like to come in, or someone else.
I'll let him in a minute.